Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Asslamoalaikum, dear brothers, sisters and friends. We are going to talk about Prophet Nuh. Was one of the prophets sent from Allah, and whole Surah Nuh has been dedicated to him. Allah Almighty has praised Nuh in Quran as grateful servant of Allah and true messenger of Allah. Now, as we talk about the story of Prophet Nuh, there are many events that mark till the end of it. Nuh was born 126 years after the death of Adam. There were 10 generations of people between Adam and Moses. God sent Nuh as a prophet when idols and false gods began to be worshipped. He was the first messenger sent to the dead peoples of the earth. As years went by, people on earth were practicing idolatry. This act came into practice such that whenever one of the good people died, their statues were made to keep a remembrance, and eventually the coming generation began to worship them by treating them as God. They believed that these gods would bring them good, protect them from evil and lawful and their needs. They gave their idols names such as Wadan, Nasran, and so on. Originally, these were the names of good people who had lived among them. It was then that Allah Almighty sent Prophet Nuh to guide his people back on the right path of Allah. He was an excellent speaker and a very patient man. He used to point out to his people the mysteries of life and the wonders of the universe. Prophet Nuh repeatedly told his people not to worship anyone except Allah Almighty. He clarified to them how the devil and deceived them for so long, and that the time had come for the deceit to stop. This continued for over 900 years of his life, preaching that there will be punishment of the hellfire if they disobeyed. However, only the weak and poor people, including the laborers, believed him, but not the rich people. The rich ones, full of cold mistrust, bargained, and the poor and told Prophet Nuh to back off from his motive. These disbelievers said, Surah Hud, referring to Surah Hud, we do not see you but as a man like ourselves, and we do not see you followed except by those who are the lowest of us at first suggestion, and we do not see in your over us any merit. Rather, we think you are a liar. Afterwards, when the water was absorbed, Prophet Nuh was sad and cried for the fact that his son and wife did not obey the words of Allah Almighty. Yet Prophet Nuh showed Allah Almighty mercy. He released everybody from the ark, and life came back the normal practice on earth. The Quran draws the curtain on Nuh's story. We do not know how his affairs with his people continue. All we know or can ascertain is that on his deathbed, he requested his son to worship Allah Almighty alone. Nuh then passed away. Abdullah ibn Amr ibn Alas noted that Prophet Muhammad said, when the death of the messenger of Allah Nuh approached, he administered his sons. Indeed, I would give you far-reaching advice commanding you to do two things and warning you against doing two as well. I charge you to believe that there is no God but Allah Almighty, and that if the 7 heavens and the 7 earths were put on the one side of a scale, and the words "there is no God but Allah Almighty" were put on the other side, the latter would outweigh the former and warn you against associated partners with Allah Almighty and against pride. Some tradition said that his grave is in the sacred mosque in Makkah, while others said that he was buried in Balabak, a city of Iraq. So friends, Allah Hafiz.